Okay, so this is the last video on quadratic equation. We are making this on word problems. I'll try to cover up mostly GCSE and IGCSE questions that are usually asked and then the patterns specifically. So let's get into the session and try to understand that also quickly. For that, let me share my whiteboard. Here we go. And we are ready to understand that specific part. So basically, it's pretty simple. I have already have some word problems that we're going to be discussing today, specifically on the this one. So for example, guys, let's say that's the first question that I'm going to be putting over here. Let's say this is your first question here. And in this first question, if you see, the length of the rectangle is 3 centimeter more than its width. The area is 40 centimeter square. Find the dimension. So whenever they give something like more than the width, more than its width is like length of a rectangle is 3 centimeter more than. So take that width as let width be x, like basically is equals to x, and then length is equals to 3x plus 3 centimeter because they mention length is 3 centimeter more. So length becomes x plus 3 centimeter. Okay. Area, if you talk about the rectangle, area is this is length, this is width. Area is basically length time width, guys. Okay. That is what the area is usually. That's the formula. So you'll just apply length is x plus 3 and width is x. And this area is being given to you as 40 centimeter square in the question. So this will become 40, this will become x square when you multiply by this, and when you multiply by 3 plus 3x. So x square plus 3x minus 40 is equals to 0. That's the equation. If you solve this 40, basically you need to break it into two parts. One is 8 and one is 5 because 8 times 5 is 40, product of it. And if you add or subtract, you will get the sum of it as 8 plus and minus 3 would be positive 5. So actually, sorry, this would be 3. You need 3, that's why. So this is x square, then you write down plus 8x, you write down minus 5x, write down minus 40 equals to 0. That gives you x common, x plus 8 inside the bracket. Then you take minus 5 common, x plus 8 inside the bracket equals to 0. Then you take x plus 8 common and then you write down x minus 5 as it is equals to 0. And then you substitute both the numbers equals to 0, and here also it is equals to 0. So you get two values, x minus 8 and x equals to positive 5. You got two of these values. When you got two of these values, you have your width as x equals to 5 because you have taken x like width as x. So width becomes this 5. Okay. And if you have to find out the length, length is 5 plus 3. That is 8 basically, positive 8. So length and width you can find out. So length becomes what? Length is positive 8 centimeter, width is 5 centimeter. You take positive value here, ignore the negative value. So that is 5 centimeter. And how? Because length was x plus 3, right? So x plus 3 means 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. That's how you need to do. Now, second problem that comes is basically the problem of speed. So how does usually the questions come with the speed problem? Let me just write down that over here as well, guys. So if you see, this is the question. This is a very important question, I must say, on speed, because car travels 60 kilometer, its speed is increased by 10 kilometer per hour and time reduces by 1 hour. Find the original speed. If you want to find out the original speed, firstly take the original speed as x. So you will let the original speed be x. Original speed, you firstly take this as x. Okay. After that, you will write down this as the formula. The main formula is time. Time is distance over speed. You write down that. Okay. If you talk about the first thing, like, uh what is for the original speed, like what is the first time they have given you, what is in the first thing that they have given you? They have given you original speed as x and new speed is x plus 10, because they mention speed is increased by 10 kilometer per hour. Similarly, original time, if you talk about, let's say ot, it would be 60 over x, and new time would be 60 over x plus 10 because speed got increased. And the equation old time minus new time is basically equals to 1. Why? Because the same said time reduces by 1 hour, and by that they mean old time minus new time is 1. When they say time reduces by 1 hour, that means old time minus new time get you 1. So basically this will make this two things. You will take this, you will take the other one, this one, and you will equate them like 60 over x. you will write down this with a 60 over x minus new time, which is 60 over x plus 10 is equals to 1. Now, obviously, you need to solve this equation. How do you solve this equation? Well, pretty simple. You take the LCM, x plus 10 would be the LCM of it, or just the highest common factors if you just relate. Take the denominator of this, okay, and divide by the LCM. LCM is x plus 10. That's the LCM. You divide it by x. You cut this, you're left with x plus 10. That multiply with the numerator like this. Minus sign again, like as it is, x plus 10 divided by again with the LCM here. So this is cut down x multiplied by 60. So 60x is equals to 1. Now you cross multiply, you take to the other side. So this is 60x plus 10 minus 60x, and that is give you, if you take it to the other side, this is x plus 10, right? This is all rough work here. So this is what you get. Now, after that, what you get gonna be doing, guys, is pretty simple. This is still here. I hope so. If you have any doubt, repeatedly see the video. Just repeat the video and see it again. Now, this is x square and 10x. If you write down this as x square plus 10x, this is minus 60x. This is 60x plus 600. So if you solve 60x and 60x, cut down 0. So this would become x squared 10x and plus 600 equals to 0, right? This is the equation you got. Now with this equation, x squared plus 10x plus 600, if we have to factorize it, how would we do it? Either you can apply quadratic formula if you can't factorize it, if you don't get anything like, how to break the product and get the sum of it and all. Otherwise, you can directly apply the basically in this question you need to apply quadratic formula, because even if you try factorization you cannot, because 20 times 30 you do, it's 600, but sum will not be 50. 24 times 25 you do, you 600, but it is not again, the sum is not 50, sum is not 10, because you need sum as 10 here in between. So the best part is you can apply the quadratic formula. What is quadratic formula? X is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So x becomes what here? You can apply the value of x here and you can figure out. So for in this case specifically, I will do is actually simple. Why not? You break this in. Yeah, I think that's better. You apply the quadratic formula. And yeah, that's it. Like you apply the quadratic formula here and you get the answer here very easily. Like here A is 1, B is minus 10, sorry, plus 10, and C is 600. So you got X is minus 10 plus minus, this is B square is 10 square minus 4AC. And then this is 2 times A. So that gives X as minus 10 plus minus 100 minus 24. 100, because 6 times this is 24, this is divided by 2, and then you will get the answer as uh this is 100 minus 2400. If you do, you get 2300. So basically just solve this, and from the calculator get your values of x, whatever values of x you get, guys, you can that's your original speed, and the new speed would be x plus that value. So you can always do that for this question. If you just really solve it, what do you specifically get over here? If I'll tell you, I think you might get the value as nearly around original speed to be, if I'll just do it from the calculator quickly. So I'm getting. So I'm getting 20 as the value of x. So that's your original speed, guys. Okay. New speed would be 20 plus your 10. So that would be 30 would be the new speed. So that's how you can find out the thing. Now, next type of question that comes quickly. Let's go over the next question is the questions which are like this. This is the question. Okay. So the product of two consecutive integers is 56. Find the numbers. So find out, let's say, how will you do that? Uh, Firstly, they said find the product of two consecutive integers, 56, find a number. So you start with taking the number as x. So let number is equals to x. And next number would be, like, because this is the first number, and the next number would be x plus 1, because they said the product of two consecutive means that comes just one after another. So x and then x plus 1 would be the another number. So next you can take is x plus 1. So equation will become x times x plus 1, which is basically equals to 56. You make the product x square, then x, and then is equals to 56. So that makes x square plus x minus 56 equals to 0. Apply that, factor it out. If you factor, this is pretty simple. X plus 8 and x minus 7 means you write down like 8 times 7, you do minus 7, you will get minus 56. And if you do 8 and minus 7, you will get plus 8 and minus 7, you will get 1, obviously. So that's how simple it is. So you break it down in that, you get two values, x plus 8 equals to 0 and x minus 7 is equals to 0, and you apply that and you'll get x as minus 8 and x as positive 7. So these are the two values you will be getting as the thing. And then you can take the numbers would be, you can take the positive number, x would be 7, and the other would be x plus 1, which is basically 8. So two numbers are 7 and 8. That's how you find out the question, like this one. Then there is one more question, because word problems is like a very important part of this specific chapter. That's why I have written at least 5 questions to do with you guys. So the ball is thrown upward, this is the question, and its height is given by h is equals to minus 5t square plus 20t. Find the time when height is 0. So that means, how do you do that? It's pretty simple. You just apply the value to be like, in this case you will write down like 5t square plus 20 is given to you. Take the height to be 0, like it would firstly take t common, and they said h is this, so h is equals to this, so h is 0. When find the time when height is 0, you put up 0 is equals to, take t common from them, and you will be left with here minus 5t plus 20. And then you can take, like, if you just move it to the other side, like t, it would be again 0, it becomes 0. So t, one time t is equals to 0, and if you put this whole thing is equals to 0, then you will equate and you will figure out that minus 5t is minus 20 and t is minus 20 over minus 5, which gives you 4. So t is 4 here. So you have two values of this again, t equals to 0, t is equals to 4. Okay, these are the two values that you will be getting. So there, that means ball hit the ground at 4 seconds. If you have really read the question, ball is thrown upward, its height is given by this, and find the height when find the time when height is 0. So you put the height as 0 first, then you proceed, you take the things forward here like this way, and you solve the question completely like I showed you guys. Okay, there are another kind of a problem that usually come, which is basically on rectangle, like which is basically on a perimeter specifically. If I'll just give it to you over here, that's the question. Okay, the rectangle has perimeter 26, length is 2 more than width, find the dimension. So again, in this question also, they have given you the question specifically, like rectangle has a perimeter 26 centimeter, length is 2 centimeter more than, again more than, it's with, I told you, whenever it is more than, take that as x. The length automatically becomes x plus 2. Okay, perimeter of a rectangle, if you talk about, is 2 times L plus width. So take that. In this case, they have already given you the perimeter as the thing. Length is and width also. So that is 2 times x plus 2. You can just write down without the bracket x plus 2 like that. So the perimeter will become this as 4, 2 times, this would become again uh, 2x plus 2, that is basically nothing but 4x plus 4, right? And perimeter is 26 given to you already. So 26 equals to 4x plus 4. If you subtract, 22 is equals to 4x, because you take 4 to the other side and it becomes, you subtract it. If you don't understand, I'll write down 26 minus 4 is equals to 4x. And then your 4x is 22, right? So x would be what? 22 divided by 4. And you can figure out the value of x from here. Like your x would be equals to obviously 11. Uh, no, sorry, not 11. So this is x equals to, I think, 5.5. Okay, that's what centimeter. Don't forget to put that. That's your width. Okay, so your width is 5.5 centimeter and your length is 7.5 centimeter. These are basically two values that you will be getting. These are the most important part that I want to discuss with you. Yes, there can be doubts. You can always ask them, and you can put up that in the comment if you have any doubt, you're not getting anything. Anyone who's known to me watching this not getting, just put up in the comment. I'll reply and tell you how it is basically to be done. So this is basically five problems. What main problems that usually come over in the test, specifically on length, perimeter area, speed and distance, a product consecutive, that one, and then parabola one. All of them been discussed. But yes, if you have any doubt, you can contact me in the comment directly, or I'll put up the mail of the company also where you can email. Thank you so much. Take care.